I'll be the president one day, January 1st. Oh, you like that gossip? Like you the one drinking what gossip.com. Now I got a word for your tongue. How many Rolling Stones you want? Yeah, I got a brand new spirit speaking and it's done. Woke up on the side of the bed like I won. Talk like the wind in my chest to that sun. G5 in the US to Taiwan. Now who can say that? I wanna play back. Mama knew I was a needle in a haystack. A full body boy, plus made back. I got a feeling it's a rap. ASAP.
Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Sundays with Bill. Hope you have a good feeling, just like Flo Rida in that song, Good Feeling. We had a great feeling last week with that pancake breakfast. That was awesome. Thank you for everyone for helping out with that. I mean, I think every teacher in the building was there supporting that, bringing in those griddles, cooking up those pancakes for our honor students. Definitely a positive experience and a good feeling about Martin. We want to continue that as we go forward for the remainder of this year. Just want to go over a few things that's happening this week. We're starting our walkthroughs. I know in your department meetings there was some conversation about that. Just checking the update is our walkthrough tool. There's also some information on why we do walkthroughs and kind of a schedule. So we've committed, the department coordinators, admin, coaches, committed to doing 5 per week. We're looking forward to collecting that data and then sharing it with all of us in CPT, probably starting in February. But we're going to start the walkthroughs this week. You'll start to see those happen, and then we'll start to share the data. We know it's a new process. Want to make sure you know it is a non-evaluative process. We've said that over and over again. We'll keep saying it. But ask us if you have any questions. The idea is that we want to see all the work that's going in CPT, especially around formative assessment and vocabulary, even all the stuff you're doing with RICAS prep that we're working on, that we see that happening in the classroom. We see where it's working. We see where we need to focus our PD. So it's really about bringing that practice back to us and capturing that. So we look forward to that. We know that's a change. There's a lot of things, kind of shifting and changing. So thank you for bearing with us. This is we're all in this together. Posters. So thank you to our guidance team. Thanks to Deb McCarty, Dr. Lucia for bringing Day One into our school. They're doing some great work, helping us out, social, emotional issues, meeting with students, different groups. Now a poster campaign. You may have seen those go up at the end of the week last week. So there are posters, social norm posters. They're up around the school. Look in the update for more information about it. So we want to make sure that you have all the information you need, have conversations with students. These posters are really from our students. It's a survey the school filled out earlier in the year. And now we have posters with our students' artwork, really spotlighting, highlighting some of these important issues, and letting students know that they're not alone in these feelings, that we have some really high numbers in the high 80s and 90% of students that really agree with how student behavior should be and how it should impact. So these posters highlighted around the school. So we're going to replace the posters every 2 to 3 weeks. Our students are helping out with that. But look at the posters in the school. Didn't see any on Friday. Start looking for them tomorrow, Monday. And then just have those conversations with our students. We'll continue to bring that to assemblies and talk more about it. But we want to make sure everyone's aware that that's out there. Our word of the week this week is explain. For our academic vocabulary, make sure we're pushing that out to our students. Explain is one of those academic vocabulary words that sometimes trick our students up on some state testing or some testing. Explain, have them explain and be using that in your class. That can be done in warm-ups and exit tickets, through activities, modeling in the classroom. And you have a lot of creative ways, but we're in week 4 of our academic vocabulary. So the word of the week is explain. And also take a look, all the slides got put together by Christy, so check those out in the update to be able to use those in class. Really exciting news. I probably should have led off with this. We've had 71 reading exits from intervention and 62 in math since the beginning of the year. So in quarter 3, we'll have a lot of schedule changes because 71 students will be leaving reading intervention classes and 62 in math. This is a huge effort by so many people. Primarily our intervention teachers working in small groups with our students. Obviously our students doing a bang-up job in class and making sure they're acquiring all the skills they need Jen Graham, who's been helping us out so much from a data side of things. The guidance department in terms of making sure the students are getting in the right class and getting what they need. Our families for really trusting us in this process. Students going into these intervention classes, taking a leap of faith and trusting us that these classes are what the students need, even though it's a shift and it's a little bit different. I started here about 1 year ago, and right when I started, we were getting into this kind of this shift, and we've had a lot of communication, a lot of meetings with the district and with families, and with students, and with teachers about it. It's been a big shift, but it is working. To see this many students exited just at this time of the year is amazing. And we know that our iReady is aligned with a lot of the state assessments and things like that. So we are moving in the right direction. We have to trust the process on that. Probably get tired of hearing that over and over again. But this is some proof that it is working. So I'm very proud about the work that we're doing with this, and I hope you are too. And I hope you realize that our whole schedule is really built around this intervention. So everyone has something to do with this. Quarter classes and things like that are a little bit different this year is all based on getting our kids what they need in these intervention courses, and it is working. So we want to celebrate that and continue that. And in quarter 3, in about a week and a half, students will make those shifts into those classes. But that's the iReady work we did a couple weeks ago. That is the secondary screener before Christmas break. So we're using multiple pieces of data to make these decisions about kids. So excellent job, awesome. Social emotional learning update. So Nicole Bucca is going to join us in CPT on Thursday to talk about a school climate grant that Martin is applying for. So we'll have some information on that. A lot of questions about where are we social emotional, where are we going with this. I know teachers will ask me all the time. And we talk about it with families, we talk about it with our students, but we talk about it at such a high level. So Nicole will be there on Thursday. She's the coach in the district working with a lot of schools. She's going to come to our attendance CPT on Thursday and talk to us at the beginning of that CPT for each one. I hope she can make each one. She's trying to talk a little bit about where we want to go with this grant and how we want to build our capacity as a school to be able to push this work forward. So right now it's just in the learning grant proposal idea, but I think having her come in, she met with our department coordinators on Friday, and I think they had really thought it would be a good as well for us to all get together and talk about this. So we're going to do this on Thursday. We'll also be able to make phone calls and make sure that we're getting organized with our attendance work, because that was really moving forward in December. We don't want to let that go. So we'll make sure that everyone is getting that as well. So let's just go over the course of the week and what's happening. So on Monday we have homework club and robotics at 2:30. Tuesday's our junior achievement job shadow, instructional CPT focused on formative assessment also on Tuesday. MTSS Tier 2 after school on Tuesday. Big rivalry week for boys and girls basketball. Boys basketball at Barrington on Tuesday. Girls are at home against Barrington. Wednesday's our Wildcat Pride Day. Don't forget to wear that blue and white. Show that Wildcat pride. Don't forget to vote either. Great job getting our students nominated and educators. Please continue that. Robotics after school. Wrestling's got a big week on their march for a state championship, and that is at Cumberland at McCourt on Wednesday. And we have a PTA meeting after school. Hope to see you there. It's at 6 o'clock. We'll meet down in the library at 6 o'clock on Wednesday. Thursday, again, at attendance CPT, we talked about that. Our 8th graders are visiting the CTC on Thursday, so look back. I know guidance sent out a schedule on that. That's happening Thursday morning as well in different groups. After school, you can get your knit on at our crochet club, which is meeting after school. And then big rivalry game. Girls are at Riverside and boys are at home. Boys basketball. Remember, anytime, 7 seconds to go in the game, if we're up by 3, don't forget to foul. Maybe too soon. Boys are at home against Riverside. And then Friday is a day 5. Once again, big match for our wrestlers as they march on to a goal of a state championship. So that's happening on Friday afternoon at 3:45 in Coventry against Feinstein. So we wish all our Wildcats luck this week as they compete on the court and on the mats and in the classroom. So we want to thank everybody for everything they're doing. Remember, your love, your feelings are lifting this school higher. They are. Let's go, Pats. Let's have a good day. Let's continue to teach with passion. Go Wildcats.
And now with my loving arms around you, honey, I can stand up and face